Next, the brother. ¿Cómo se dice the brother? El hermano. The sister? La hermana. The siblings? Los hermanos. The sisters? Las hermanas. The brothers? Los hermanos. My brothers? Mis hermanos. I have two brothers. Yo tengo dos hermanos. I have two sisters.
Yo tengo dos hermanas.
I have one sister.
Yo tengo una hermana.
Yo tengo una hermana. I have one brother.
Yo tengo un hermano.
Yo tengo un hermano. Anna's brother.
El hermano de María.
Anna. I changed the character now. Anna's brother, you would say? El hermano de Ana. Ana being a proper name. Proper names don't use articles in Spanish. And English, I think, right? Right. You wouldn't say the Joe, right? Correcto. El hermano de Ana. José's sister. La hermana de José. Correcto, muy bien. ¿Cómo se dice the son? El hijo. J in Spanish always sounds like a H in English. H in Spanish is silent. So the son, if we look at the two vowels, are going to be E and O, and we know that H is silent and H and J is going to be like an H. The son is el hijo. ¿Cómo se dice the son?
El hijo.
The daughter.
La hija.
The offsprings. Los hijos. The daughters.
Las hijas.
Las hijas. My daughters.
Mis hijas.
Your sons.
Tus hijos.
Tus hijos. The man's kids.
Los hijos
del hombre.
Los hijos del hombre. Let's do that again. The man's kids.
Los hijos del hombre.
The woman's daughters.
Las hijas de la mujer.
Las hijas de la mujer. My sister's son.
El hijo de mi
hermana.
Muy bien. Everybody else? My sister's son, you would say?
El hijo de mi hermana.
El hijo, right? The son of my sister. So that would be el hijo de mi hermana. My brother's daughter.
La hija de mi hermano.
La hija de mi hermano. Okay, no apostrophes in Spanish. You have to go the long way. If you say A's B, you have to say the B of A. And there might be articles or adjectives involved as well. Okay? The man, we've done that before. ¿Cómo se dice the man? El hombre. The men, plural. One man. Some men. Or algunos hombres. This man. That man. These men. Estos hombres, correcto. Those men. Esos hombres. Let's do that again. These men, you would say. Estos hombres. Those men. Esos hombres. The other man. Right. El otro hombre. Right? Other or another is otro. The other man. Let's do that again. Another man. Otro hombre. Many men.
Muchos hombres.
There is a man.
Hay un hombre.
Hay un hombre. There are many men.
Hay muchos hombres.
Hay muchos hombres. Correcto. The boss, male. El jefe. The female boss.
La
La jefa. My boss, male.
mi jefe.
Mi jefe. Your boss, female.
Tu jefa.
Tu jefa, right? Jefe is male. It changes to jefa when talking about a ladies. We could also keep it in jefe. We might do that, but the option of jefa is available. We're going to stick to jefe from this point on. ¿Cómo se dice Pedro's boss?
El jefe.
El jefe de Pedro, correcto. My friend's boss.
El jefe de mi amigo.
El jefe de mi amigo. My boss's friend.
El amigo de mi jefe.
El amigo de mi jefe. Right? El amigo de mi jefe.
So if you don't know the boss is a male or female, you always assume masculine, or is it based off whose boss it is in that example? When you say Pedro's boss, do you assume the boss is masculine, or you assume it's masculine because talking about
Well,
Pedro's boss?
jefe can be masculine or feminine. Originally it was like that. At some point it became jefa too, as an
Right.
option.
When you said Pedro's boss, you assume the boss is masculine automatically?
You could do that. But then I did say before that, from this point on, we're just going to stick with
okay, I
jefe.
missed that. Okay,
Right.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. If you're not sure, you would just default in jefe.
You're right.
You would do
I'm
jefa.
in that Italian now, man.
You would do jefa only if you're sure it's a female. But jefe also works for ladies. Originally, I think, well, in English we don't have that problem because there's no gender. But in Spanish, a lot of the positions of being boss or president or engineer or so on used to be masculine. Eventually that has changed. And first you would use the same word for masculine and feminine. In the process, some of them have changed. Many of them. Presidente, right? El presidente, la presidente. But nowadays you could also say la presidenta, right? But could you call the lady president presidente? You could. Okay, because it was used for a long time. That's what happens with jefe as well. You could say jefa, but if you stay with jefe, that's okay. Number 9, the mother. ¿Cómo se dice the mother?
La madre.
La madre. And the father, number 13? El padre. And the parents?
Los padres.
Los padres. Because you in Spanish, you go and you take the masculine and you make them plural. The fathers would be los padres, and the mothers, las madres. My parents, mis padres. Correcto. Your parents,
Tus padres.
tus padres. Maria's parents, los padres de María. Correcto. Los padres de María. José's father,
El padre de José.
el padre de José. My friend's father,
El padre de mi amigo.
el padre de mi amigo. Your friend's mother,
La madre de tu amigo.
amigo or amiga is fine. So your friend's mother, you would say,
La madre de tu amigo.
la madre de tu amigo or amiga, right? La madre de tu amigo. My mother, mi madre. My mother's friend, we'll say feminine friend. My- la amiga de mi madre. My mother's friends, females.
Las amigas de mi
my mother's friends, it would be las amigas de mi madre. My father's friends, all guys,
Los amigos de mi padre.
los amigos de mi padre. Okay, there will be a section a few pages down the road with this apostrophe and belonging and possession, and you will have an opportunity to practice that a little more later. Okay. Woman, we did woman last week. The woman, you would say la mujer. The women, plural,
Las mujeres.
las mujeres. A woman,
Una mujer.
there is a woman.
Hay una mujer.
Hay una mujer. Correcto. Some women,
Unas mujeres.
unas mujeres, or
Algunas mujeres.
algunas mujeres. Correcto. This woman,
Esta mujer.
esta mujer. That woman,
Esa mujer.
esa mujer. The boyfriend, el novio. El novio. The girlfriend,
La novia.
la novia. My boyfriend,
Mi novia.
my girlfriend,
Mi novia.
your boyfriend's friend,
Amigo de tu novio.
el amigo de tu novio. Your girlfriend's friend, la amiga de tu novia. I have a boyfriend.
Yo tengo novio.
Yo tengo un novio. I have a girlfriend.
Yo tengo una novia.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Yo tengo una novia.
I have a girlfriend.
Yo tengo una novia.
I do have a girlfriend.
Yo sí tengo una novia.
Yo sí tengo una novia. Correcto. The boy, the girl,
La niña.
the kids,
Los niños.
the girls.
Las niñas.
There are a lot of kids.
Hay muchos niños.
Hay muchos niños. There are a lot of girls.
Hay muchas niñas.
Hay muchas niñas. This boy,
Este niño.
este niño. This girl,
Esta niña.
esta niña. That boy,
Este niño.
ese niño. That girl,
Esa niña.
esa niña. These boys,
Estos niños.
these girls,
Estas niñas.
those boys,
Esos niños.
esos niños, those girls,
Esas niñas.
the other boy,
Otro niño.
el otro niño, the other girl,
La otra niña.
la otra niña. Another boy,
Otro niño.
otro niño. Another girl,
Otra niña.
otra niña. Correcto, muy bien. The person, la persona. The persons,
Las personas.
las personas. One person, una persona. Correcto. This person,
Esa persona.
esta persona. The other person,
La otra persona.
la otra persona. Another person,
Otra persona.
otra persona. Correcto. The professor or the teacher,
El profesor.
el profesor. And if it's a lady, the professor or the teacher,
La profesora.
la profesora. The neighbor, el vecino.
What's the difference between profesor and maestro?
In Spanish, there's not such a big deal as in English, where you have professor and teacher, right? Professor more for the college level and teacher for school. But you could use that difference too if you wanted to. Or they could be used as synonyms. We don't make that much of a difference. Profesor or profesora. There's another word we would use for professors, which is catedrático. Okay, but for the time being, you can use profesor and profesora for teacher or for professor. It doesn't have that. It doesn't sound like that in Spanish. Like you go to school and you call the teacher a professor, they'll probably be like, no, right? In Spanish, it doesn't matter. Profesor or profesora will do, or maestro or maestra. The neighbor. ¿Cómo se dice the neighbor?
El vecino.
El vecino. The female neighbor?
La vecina.
My neighbor?
Mi vecino.
Mi vecino. My neighbors?
Mis vecinos.
Mis vecinos. Your neighbor?
Tus vecinos.
Tu vecino. Your neighbors?
Tus vecinos.
Tus vecinos. His neighbors? His. We haven't done his.
Right?